Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So I was going through my garage, like I said, trying to find tanks that have kind of crappy stats, bad win rates, not a lot of good, damage for them and stuff. And I ran across the BDR G1 B. I was looking at it like, what in the hell? Because this camo with a satellite dish, and I'm like, I've got Aslan's mod pack, and I don't remember doing a skin like this on it. And then I remembered. I'm like, oh, that's right. They sold a camouflage for this, and it came with like so many battles. You got I can't remember, 50% extra win rate. I'm not sure the win rate. XP something. It was something. I can't remember what it is. Um, and I purchased it, and I must have thrown the skin on it, but I'd never played it. I mean, I've got 20 matches in it, and well, I had 19 before this one, but this thing is kind of a force to reckon with. It doesn't have the best armor in the world. Yeah, no, I guess it doesn't. It doesn't. The problem you run into is even when you're a heavy at this lower tier, you just don't have a lot of hit points. But I was actually pretty well surprised that with this you get 700 hit points, and if you take the biggest one, which is going to be your OI experimental, 700 hit points. So you get a higher end of the hit point pool on this, because if you take like the KV1S, 660, Churchill, 700, KV1, 640. So you're on the higher end of the hit point pool with this. Well, at the highest that you can get for a tier 5. And I figured, what the hell? I haven't played this thing in forever. And so I took it out, and the thing I am so used to when you're in tier 5s, unless you're in like the SU-85 that does a lot more damage per hit, yeah, 180 damage per hit, is I'm used to doing like 110. Like most of them do 110 average damage. First pull of the trigger, I hit something, I'm like 200. 200 something came off. I'm like, the hell, did somebody else hit him at the exact same time? And then I went back and looked at the stats. I'm like, oh crap, it does 240 average damage per hit. That's like the reload is, about 8 seconds. So it's not a 3 second reload, but when you hit somebody, even a heavy, you're whittling a quarter of their hit points off with one hit. And if you get a high roll, oh yeah, I mean you could almost take off half their hit points. If it's a tank destroyer or a light tank, yeah, 2 shots and they'll pretty much be dead. So, yeah, like I said, these are tanks that I haven't played in just eons, and this is another one I ran across. When I first saw it, I was like, what the hell is this goofy looking thing? Then I remembered that I bought this, skin for it and stuff, so I figured I'd take it out. I've never done a review on it, so we'll just go over that real quick on it. The gun on this is where the magic's made. It's got kind of a slow aim time, and little bit longer load time, but that's how they compensate for not having a 3 second um, load and doing 240 average damage. The pen is okay if you're top tier at 135 for your standard, 175 for your premium, and you can see up to tier 7. So you start slinging rounds at T29s and stuff. 175 will go through. 135 is really pushing it. You might be able to go through the front lower plate of a T29, but that still might struggle. But 175 should go through, most tier 7's frontal armor. Well, if you aim for weak spots. And 45 for the HE shell. 240 average damage for your standard and your premium. 320 for your HE. Average damage per minute, 1636. 0.38 dispersion, 2.5 aim time. And, obviously that's going to be with a stock crew. If you got what I have in here for a crew, which is nothing really special, and I went with a gun rammer, enhanced gun lane drive, and vents. Let's see. So my average, let me get her down here so we can all see this. Rate of fire is 8.08, so my reload is 7.43. Not too shabby for knocking 240 hit points. I mean, you got tier 8s that only do 240 average damage, you know, in some of the mediums that just came out recently. Um, Gun Traverse 27.73, a little slow, and Traverse is 25.6. So yeah, it's a little bit slow. You can be circle straight, so you got to be careful of, you know, wheeled vehicles and light tanks. Gun depression's pretty good, -8, +17. Aim time is still a little bit long, even with the gun rammer at 2.13 seconds, but it's not 3 or over 3. I've got a couple tanks I was looking at that I've not looked at in forever, and their aim time was like 3 seconds. And one of them, I can't remember which one it was, but it was over 3. Might be the experimental. Um, Dispersion aim time 2.47. No, I know I've got one that was over 3 seconds. I was like, holy crap. Oh, it's probably the KV2. I'll bet you $1 to donut that it was, where's my KV2? Probably looking right at it. KV2, that's a 5. No, that's a 6, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Let me take a peek. I'm pretty sure I always got so many darn tanks. I always forget which tier. Yeah, it's got to be there. It is. Yeah, 3.41 seconds, but that's to be expected on the KV2 with that big old derp gun on it. But let's get back to the BDR G1 B. So dispersion 0.36, so not very accurate. I mean, it's okay, it's doable. You know, on a heavy tank, you're going to have a little bit worse dispersion just due to the fact that if you hit what you're aiming at, you do a lot more damage usually. My average damage per minute is 1939. Obviously, it's, you know, not going to be super high because it doesn't shoot, you know, every 3 seconds. You get 700 hit points. The armor is so-so. It's just the problem you run into is it's just weak spot heaven right here. I mean, look at this. That thing, you could hit that from across the map and probably hit it. Sides, there's just, everything's all real flat. You know, you got some slope in the back, but you also, well, you actually got 60 armor in the back. You got probably just a good a chance of bouncing on the back on the hull than you do in the front. But on the hull, you got 60, and the turret, you got 80, which 80 is not bad, but with that thing right there, yeah. If people don't, I'll have to really pay attention during the replay and see if they shoot at that thing. I mean, how could you not? It's so damn huge. On the side, on the hull, you got 40, and on the turret, you got 70. And on the rear, you got 60 and 60 on the turret and the hull. So it's got decent armor. It's just kind of flat everywhere, and that is just one huge weak spot. I'm almost so tempted to buy that KV2R or whatever the hell it is, just so I quit clicking on the damn thing. It's 38.2 tons, so, you know, it's a heavy tank, so you can do some ramming into light tanks, and you're going to do some damage to the stuff. Engine power is 450, specific power to weight is 11.78, so it's slow. 30, if you get to 30, I mean, that's an alright speed if you can get to it. If you hit a hill, you're going to be creeping up hills with this thing, I can imagine. And reverse is -10, so you don't want to bite off more you can chew with only a reverse speed of 10 kilometers an hour, because somebody starts hammering you, man, you're not going to get backed up in time. That's slow. And concealment is 8.28, which for a heavy is really not too bad. But, I mean, it's really, for a heavy, it's not boom, you know. Even like your KV1Ss and stuff, let's just kind of compare. You know, compared to like your KV1Ss and stuff, it's still, it stands a little taller, but it's shorter, boxier. View range is okay at 338, and signal range is 757. And I already got the setup that I would recommend, is, and this is what I go, is with a gun rammer. I think I already told you this, gun lane drive and vents. With the smaller tiers, I still go with a premium fire extinguisher. I do that even on my tier 1s, I think. Nothing bugs me more than getting hit, lit on fire, and just cooking. You know, I just hate burning. And just a small repair kit and first aid kit. But if you want to hold on for a minute, we will have some gameplay and then some post-game stats. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, so here we find ourselves on Pilsen and the BDR G1 B heavy tank. And what I like to do on this side, if I'm in a heavy tank, is I'll take a position on this corner. That way I can get shots over here and up here if their tank destroyers go up there in the bushes. Or I can switch to the other side of the building and shoot over here. If this door is knocked out or not, I'll knock it out and I can shoot straight across or at an angle at another door that's over here. But I like to get to that position before I knock that door out. That way, if somebody sees you, you get it on the map, they know you're crossing there, they shoot at you, they're going to have to go through that door first, especially if they're shooting HE or heat rounds, then it's just going to detonate on the door. It won't do any damage to you, won't even hit you. But if it's an AP round, it's got to penetrate the door and then go through your armor, and somebody back there knocked it out. Like, gee, thanks. And on the move, this does not have the best aim, so I was just hoping to get over here without getting shot up. And we get T-64 from over on the left side over here, gets a shot in on us. Thought I was going to be able to get a shot in there, but no such luck. And the BDR G1 B on the enemy team hits me for 267. So you see what I mean by this has a very dangerous gun. And then I look to my right, and I see one of their best players sitting on the side. And I'm like, oh, free damage. Love it. And the nice thing was he couldn't get a shot at me from the angle he was laying there. So we knock out, well, myself and somebody else, knock him out, and he was one of their best players. So it's always good to get the better players out first. So basically, I'm going to try and just kind of side scrape. And I had a feeling there was something, yeah, right, sitting right over there. And he's just waiting for me to pop out. He backs up. I'm hoping that the KV-1S pops out or something. I don't like getting too far away because then you're giving away your front lower plate if somebody pops out. So I'm like, come on, light up. Where's he at? And I saw the Cromwell. And I'd rather take a shot at the BDR G1 B because of the fact that he's got a way more dangerous gun. And he's aiming it on me. He's just waiting for me to back up. He takes a shot at me, just knocks my track off. That's the nice thing about side scraping. Yeah, you can see hit right there. But I got to really watch when I pull out because I know there's stuff there and there's stuff over here, and you got to be careful because there's stuff over here on the left side. So you really got to watch how far you're willing to, stick your neck out there to get a shot on something. And I saw that KV-1S, and I was like, how in the heck did he just disappear? But I think what he did was he started getting close to the door and stopped. And I stick my little front out here a little bit too far here. I mean, I think somebody knocks my track off or something. Now, I'm watching up here on this hill because you can get some nice shots. I was like, I hit that T-64 on the side, or Type 64 on the side and bounced. And we just missed the T-34's turret. Basically, you got to try and time your shots when they're going in between stuff, so we're able to hit the Cromwell. And like I said, man, I hit that Cromwell, it, just whittled off a little over a quarter of his health. What do we hit him for? 263? Yeah, that hurts when somebody knocks 263 hit points when you only got 750 to begin with. I was hoping he was going to go through that little area there, and I'm just trying to get some sneaky shots here, hoping they'll pop out. But nothing going on. I see that Wolverine, so I come out here. My main gun got knocked around there, so we use the repair kit, fix it, because the Wolverine is a very dangerous tank destroyer. It's got a heck of a gun. It's got a darn fast reload. So him being gone is a good thing. What he was doing in this building, I will never know. So I'm just waiting for this KV-1S to pull forward. And we put a nice shot right in the side for 253. Somebody else hit him at the same time. So it looked like, because when I saw that, I'm like, holy crap, I almost knocked 400 off him. I didn't think the shell could even do that much damage. So now, basically, what we're going to do is just kind of push forward. We're winning by 2 tanks, but they just knocked out one of ours. So now, we're only leading by 1. Now, I see the bishop, and I'm just hoping I hit him. So we take a blind shot. We end up hitting him on that shot, which I was very surprised. So now what I got to do is be real careful because everything that was over here is now invisible. And this does not have, it's a heavy tank, so you don't have that good of view range. So you have to start really watching your corners. You don't want to come around a corner and have something just start drilling you in the rear or the side. So the KV-1S was nice enough to drive in front of us there. We're able to finish him off. And I see the artillery, but I got to be careful because I've only got 349 hit points, and I've got the M44. And if it gets a good roll, it can knock the snot out of you. So we shoot at the T-67 and completely miss. If he'd have been smart, he would have come in there and probably just put a few rounds into me. But I don't know what he was doing, if he was just going to try and go cap. But I know artillery's around here somewhere, and I see him, and I'm using these vehicles to my advantage. So we put a round into him, and I just wanted to get in front of that vehicle, hoping he shot that, and he didn't. It actually splashed me only for 26. Because this thing's actually got really pretty good frontal armor. Yeah, I don't know if that's where he hit me there. He might have just splashed right in front of me. God darn it. I keep accidentally pausing it. So now, all they got left is a T-67. I've got 323 hit points, but this is not the fastest heavy in the world. So I figured my best bet is to go get on cap and start drawing him back. That way, if he's going to go play hide and go seek, or if he's, excuse me, or if he's thinking of going after our artilleries back here, if I get on cap, maybe he'll be more apt to think, well, I need to get back and reset cap, leave the artilleries alone, and try coming back to reset cap. Unfortunately, with the speed of this, I mean, it's not bad for a heavy. But, you know, it's just when you're in a hurry, it just seems like everything is slow. So we're moving just as fast as our little tread will take us. And I'm going to speed it up here a little bit so we can get over here. And when you get on cap, if there's any kind of stuff on the cap that you can use to protect you from any kind of shells, you know, try and get yourself, you know, hid in there. My biggest fear, he's back here, so he must have just went back and like sat in a bush. But my biggest fear before he got lit was maybe he had come around. And I thought, well, no, maybe, you know, if he did, artillery would have probably lit him, but he could have, you know, snuck across this way. So my biggest fear is he's coming maybe from this way, as in I've got this pile of, you know, debris that's protecting my driver's side, but I'm wide open on the right side. Not that I thought he was, you know, he could have come this way. I'm just saying if he did, he's got a big open, nice area to shoot at me. And I see a lot of people make this mistake that they'll get on cap. The enemy, let's say, would come this way, start shooting at them, and instead of getting off cap and, you know, backing up, getting behind a building, getting protected, getting something in between you and them, they'll sit there because, you know, the cap goes meow and it resets the cap, but it starts counting up, and I don't know if they think it didn't reset it all the way, or if it's going to cap quicker now, or what, but I'll just see them just sit there and not get out of the way. They'll just literally sit there and get shot to crap until they're dead. You know, if I'm on cap, I get shot, I'm backing off and I'm getting on this side of that. You know, I'm going to haul butt behind this building over here. I'm doing whatever I can so I don't take any more damage. But we get on cap here for just about 8 seconds, if that. And I looks like the leaf blower took out the T-67. But anywho, so yeah, this is a BDR G1 B. Oh, look at that. Boy, he was flinging a heat round or something. Must have shot a heat round because I hit my gun, because my gun got knocked out at that one point in time. That's where it hit me right there. But yeah, if you guys want to hold on for a minute, I'll have some post-game stats for you, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, so the post-game stats for that match, the WN8 was phenomenal at 8,063. Overall today so far got a 2,930 WN8. Pretty happy with that. Actually, itchy, itchy. Um, yeah, I'm not doing too bad. 5 wins out of 7 matches. Only lost 2, so that's not too bad. Got a bond out of the deal. You know, low tiers, you don't usually get bonds unless you get these big, medals and stuff. That was a Master Badge Class 1, Duelist, and a Fire for Effect. Yeah, Fire for Effect and a High Caliber. Got 1 bond. I think I shot 1 premium, which I ended up missing, and I believe the rest were standard rounds. We hit the Cromwell once for 263. Nice hit. That was a nice roll. Bounced around off the Type 64 for 115. Oh, we spotted him. Yeah, and he got hit for 55. The BK 2801, he was nice enough to roll over on his side, so he got shots right in his poop chute. Hit him twice for 472, and then he got taken out. So actually, I got kind of 2 low rolls on that one, it must have been. Knocked out his engine and his fuel tank because I was shooting him in the butt when he was laying on his side. And he got hit for 57, and somebody finished him off when we originally spotted him. The M44 artillery, we hit him 2 times, finished him off for 280. Knocked out his track, originally spotted him. The enemy BDR G1 B, we hit him for 225, bounced one of his rounds, and originally spotted him. KV1S, we hit him 2 times for 298, finished him off. Spotted the T67. The Wolverine, we hit him 1 time for 217, finished him off. And the Bishop, I got a blind shot on him and hit him for 266, but it didn't finish him off. And we got 8 cap points. At the very end of the match, it was just the T67, the little fast motor scooter there. And with what I had for hit points, one hit and I'd have been dead. I think I had under 100 hit points left. So I shot right for the cap because we still had an STRV, leaf blower artillery, an M44 artillery, and a Skoda T24. So I figured worst case scenario, I'll get on cap, start capping it, draw him back to the cap, and either I'll get a shot, hopefully, well, he's moving and I'm not, and maybe I'll light him, get him lit before I get lit up and be able to take him out, or one of the other people would take him out before he was able to shoot me or whatnot. But somebody ended up finishing him off. We ended up doing the most damage in 2021. We got 3 kills and a base experience of 991. We had 15 shots, 12 hit, 10 pen, 2021 damage from a distance of more than 300 meters, 529 of that. We got hit 4 times, 1 penetrated, 2 bounced, and we got hit twice from artillery for some splash damage. Damage blocked by armor was 115. Spotted 4, damage 7, destroyed 3. Damage with our assistance was 112. And we got 8 capture points, and we walked away with 55,729 credits. Because I had a personal reserve on booster for credits. I didn't see like a 50% extra anything, so I wonder if I had to use that, do those battles in a certain amount of time before it ran out or something. Because I thought it was supposed to be like a extra 50% something, and it doesn't show, anything other than my 2x for the battle for the day. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this match and the review. It's pretty slow, but it's got a heck of a gun, and it's got alright decent armor. I mean, if you're looking at picking a heavy up, I would suggest it. I mean, this gun is it's dangerous. You don't want to be in front of this gun for too long because it will, you'll mop the map up with this gun. The gun on this is really nice. And I think the gun depression was pretty good too, right? Wasn't it? -8, that's pretty darn good. So, you know, you can work ridge lines and whatnot. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I'll see you on the battlefield.